Want to publish a book this year but have no idea where to get started? Well, I'm going to break down my entire process from start to finish to show you how to get publishing in 2025. Step one is all about your idea. You need to have a clear picture of what kind of book you're going to create and who exactly your book is for. Often beginners are in a hurry to get started and they skip the upfront research step that's required to have a successful book. Picking the right idea is going to help you save time and sell more books. So you want to kind of layer with what you're interested in and what kind of is your passion with what people are also searching for. So you have to make sure that your book is going to meet market demand. And that's when it's important for you to start layering an outline and putting things together, because your outline is going to serve as the roadmap for actually writing the content and getting the book started. In my program, when I teach you how to create an outline, I talk about planning for your chapters first. This is where you write out how many chapters you want and you target what those chapters are going to be about, but you also identify what is the focus of each one of those chapters and then what is the takeaway for your reader. So make sure that you're thinking about this up front when doing that initial research. Now, I know that this is simplifying the process, but ultimately step one is all about doing that upfront research and nailing your outline. And that's going to set you up for success on your publishing journey. Step two is all about writing your manuscript, and don't let that scare you, because what I love to say is you don't have to be a professional writer in order to write a book, right? There are so many other options and tools that are available to help us. For example, I like to hire ghostwriters. You don't have to do that, but that is one option to alleviate some of the work on your part. But really, once you have a fully fleshed out outline put together, that's going to make your process so much more simplified, even if you choose to write this book yourself, because it's going to be broken down into these baby steps that you can hyper focus on how much you want to write. Now, when you're writing a book, the aim is to target between maybe 25 to 30,000 words, because this is going to be a nicely fleshed out book that's going to have a lot of material that you're going to be able to cover in, and it's going to add a lot of value for your reader. Here are a couple key tips to keep you writing and motivated. Write daily, even if it's only 500 words. Also, don't edit while you write, because that's going to slow down your process, and make sure that you're using your outline as a guide. So remember, your first draft is all about progress, not perfection. Editing comes later. Step three is editing and proofreading, and this is where your book goes from a rough draft to a polished manuscript. And a polished manuscript is something that readers are going to enjoy more, because if your book is riddled with typos and issues, you know what, that's going to come up in users or readers are going to leave you negative reviews, and you definitely don't want that to happen. So you got a few different options here. So if you have a bigger budget, you could definitely go with a professional editor, and that is going to cost you, but it is worth its weight in gold. If you do not have that kind of budget yet, that's okay, because there are other tools like Grammarly that you can run your content through and at least clean it up so you don't have any typos in there. Your grammar is corrected. It will even correct the tone within your content when you have the professional level version. So there's no excuses not to have a proofread and copy edited manuscript. Another option that you can do is lean on a friend or someone that you can give your copy to and ask them to look through it and make any corrections if they see anything that is standing out to them. So that way you can get feedback from another pair of eyes, because sometimes if you're the only one just looking at it and reading over it, then you're missing some mistakes sometimes. So it's great to have all of these other tools and solutions available to cross-check your own manuscript to make sure it's well proofread and edited. Step four is all about design, and that means that you need a cover that stands out. And if you ever heard the old motto, don't judge a book by its cover, well, somebody might have said that, but they basically lied to you, because Pretty much everyone judges a book by its cover, so you need a really nice professional looking cover that stands out from the crowd, especially because when you're scrolling on Amazon, those little thumbnail images are pretty small and you need your book to grab the eyes of a potential customer pretty quickly as they scroll through the list of all of the other books. So I think that you can either, based on your budget, you can go the route of doing it yourself. There are a lot of templates available in Canva that you can use to create a cover, or you could work with a professional cover design and have a nice, clean, crisp, professional looking book cover that stands out in the marketplace. And again, the pricing levels will vary depending upon the experience of the graphic designer or if you decide to do it yourself. But investing in a great book cover is a sure way to make sure that you do stand out in a crowded market. So here are just a few design tips. Your cover should be professional with a clear title. The interior should be clean and easy to read. So not just the cover, but how the formatting also is. And then always preview and look at your cover, your content, and everything before you actually publish. So remember, design isn't just about being fancy. It's about making your book look professional and easy to read. And that's what builds trust with your readers. Step 5 is publishing your book on Amazon KDP. And the good news here is that it is completely free to get started. They don't charge you a membership fee just to upload your documents, right? So here's how it works. You'll upload 3 main things: your manuscript, your book cover, and your book details. So you're going to input things like your title, your description, your keywords, categories. You're also then able to set up your pricing. Amazon takes care of the printing and shipping, and you earn royalties on every sale. This setup process is pretty straightforward, but what really makes a difference is choosing the right keywords and categories so your book actually shows up for readers when they're searching for it. Here's my KDP setup checklist. 1, you want to upload your manuscript and your cover. Then you want to also make sure that you're adding your book details like title and your description. You're also selecting your keywords and your book categories, as well as setting up your pricing. So once you hit publish, your book can go live worldwide in just a couple of days, which is one of the biggest reasons why self-publishing is so popular and so powerful. Step 6 is marketing and sales. And this is where most new authors get hung up because they don't know where to get started. So there are tons of ways to market your book. Amazon already has the audience. Now you can set up ads, which is something that I do recommend doing because you have to stand out from the competition. And when you have a brand new book in the marketplace, it kind of gets pushed to the bottom until you can surface it to the top. Now, once you start to surface it to the top and people are seeing it, clicking on it, interacting with it, buying your book, that is going to trigger that Amazon algorithm to start leveling up your book more organically. So that way you don't have to rely on the ads as much. But there are also other ways to market your book. Should you create an email list? Should you do funnels? Should you put your book on TikTok Shop? There are a lot of different strategies to use to market your book, but you don't need to do all of these right out of the gate. So honestly, just having that clear roadmap is going to be so much more helpful for when you get started as you're planning how your book launch is going to go and how are you going to market your book from there. Here are my top 3 marketing strategies because the reality is even the best book won't sell if nobody knows that it exists. So I recommend going with Amazon ads, promoting your book on social media, as well as creating an email list or a community around the topics that you're writing about. So remember this, publishing puts your book on the shelf, but marketing is what gets it into readers' hands. So if you want me to walk you through a full marketing plan step by step, that's exactly what I cover in my course, and I'll link it in the show notes below. So that's it. That's the full overview of how self-publishing works in 2025, from choosing a topic idea to doing a book launch. And as long as you stick with following following these 6 steps, then you're going to be ahead of the other authors who gave up from step 1. But here's the thing, self-publishing can feel really isolating if you don't have a community. This is why I created a school community, which is a safe space if you'd like to come in, connect with other authors, people who are more experienced, ask questions about publishing, and get some answers to keep you having that momentum to continue down this publishing journey. And for those of you who are serious about going further, I have a program called Turn Pages into Paychecks, where I basically brain dump my entire strategy to handhold you through my process to learn how to go from choosing a profitable topic to doing a book launch successfully. I'm going to put all this down below in the show notes, and don't forget to subscribe for more self-publishing tips.